Alright, welcome back.
Hello. Chris was telling me about Fallout these 76 nuts.
Well, yeah, last time I was bringing up the internet story. You made a video about Fallout 76. Mm-hmm. It's a great video. Really funny. It really talks about how bad it was. But,
it was bad.
And it was bad. But it has, like, my favorite line ever, where, like, a bunch of people figure out how to get into the dev room and, like, get all the items without doing anything and completely fucked up the economy and all the items and all the other shit and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, but what cracked me up is that he's like, so they needed to do something about it, and something about it quick. So Bethesda went about making bans with a shotgun and a blindfold.
Oh,
and
boy.
Just started banning any account that they thought might be hacking. What's that? You spent 187 hours getting the best gear in the game? Die, cheater!
I'm not shocked about that one bit.
And, but yeah, that's the one I always think about, because it cracks me up. I'm just like...
That Bethesda did something stupid? No. No!
What else is new?
Yeah, what else is new?
But I quote that all the time whenever a company does something, like, stupid, or they just, like, indiscriminately start, like, making choices that make no sense. I'm always just like, and then they went in with a shotgun and a blindfold.
Yeah, it's... I'm not shocked about that one bit.
Nope. Dude, you're gonna need to get up.
Or actually, let's just do this.
Nice. Nice.
And then, we use the best one.
Roly-poly-oly.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, he's dead.
Oh, shit, he's dead. But yeah, no, that game is interesting. And the fact that it's not great.
Interesting is one way to put it.
It's not great.
Really not great. It's a perfect masterpiece. So says me, the other person who likes whatever it is that Bethesda makes.
Trash garbage?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh no. How am I going to get through here?
With a roly-poly-oly?
A roly-poly-oly? Oxenfree.
Do you remember the roly-poly-olies?
I do.
Oh, I'm actually surprised, because you had, like, zero TV.
Yeah, but that was the one show I remember. That was the one with the the people who were all like spheres.
Yeah, they were all spheres.
And he had a neighbor,
a sphere world.
And he had the neighbor who was squares.
Yeah.
I remember that show because there was one part. I remember them. There was an episode where him and his neighbor somehow switched body parts. And I was like, this makes absolutely no sense.
Fair.
And I was just like, this is a weird show, and I could never remember what the fucking name of the show was.
Oh yeah, it's Roly-Poly-Olies. It's a Disney show that for some reason ended up on like public TV instead of only on Disney Channel. It was weird.
Yeah, that's why, because I would watch it was on occasionally on public TV.
It was on like PBS every now and again.
Yeah.
I remember.
I remember when no one remembers that show.
I remember
it wasn't
when no
great.
one remembers IRAM. It's funny because like I remember the show, I remember the opening, and according to my grandmother, I was obsessed with it growing up as a small child.
Of course.
I don't remember fucking anything of that show, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember any plot or story or anything. I just remember the characters, the theme song, and according to other people, I was really into it as a child.
Yeah.
Which really just goes to show you that anything you show your child as a child, they'll probably just forget anyway, so, like, don't do anything interesting.
Remember when we took you to the aquarium? No. I wasn't old enough to make new memories. Well, Nate always hit my parents with this one. My brother would always say to my parents, what age was I by that when we did that? And they'd be like, oh, you were probably like 9? And he goes, I don't remember anything before I was 10. Or is it 14, he says nowadays.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
That feels really late to start developing memories.
But you say that, and I'm like, yeah, no, I feel that.
I definitely don't remember anything before I was 5. Like 5 is when I'm like, I remember that happening.
New core memory?
Yeah.
The fucking meme. New core memory
New
unlocked.
core memory unlocked. And the only reason I know this is because I went to like Disney World.
Disney World?
When I was 5.
Did you go to Disney World or Disney World?
Disney World. I went there when I was 5, and I remember a good chunk of that trip. And I was 5, which means, but I don't remember anything further back than that. Anything before I was like 5 is just like a fucking void space. Lost information to the sands of time. Which is probably a good thing, because one of those core memories would be having my foot cut in half by a car door, so, you know, it's probably a good thing I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't. People don't realize that, you know, some kids might remember some stuff, but you won't. You don't really develop memories until you've got like a more developed frontal lobe. And yeah. I
mean, have you ever seen the what's it called? The object permanence, that's it.
Yes.
You ever see the like object permanence thing? Because like that's what's happening, but with memories instead of objects.
Yes.
It goes in through their eyeballs and immediately vanishes as soon as it leaves.
Yeah. So this is the problem when people are like, oh yeah, they'll remember their grandparent that passed away when they were like 6. Not particularly. Or when they have a grandparent who passed away when they were like 3. Yeah, that's even worse. That's not gonna happen.
I had like a weird one on that. All my grandparents passed away either before I was born or lived so long that I actually like remember them quite well, because it was only like because I ended up, by the time they were dead, I was in like my teens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I.
It's like really
didn't have that. My grandparents, both my grandfathers passed well before I was born.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother, one of them was when I was younger, so I didn't really know her because she got dementia before I really knew her. The other one lived longer, and but she didn't really go out much. So, yeah.
I had all of mine were either dead or lived for a while, which made the interesting one where I got to meet my great-grandparents.
Yes.
And know them for like multiple years before they ended up passing.
Yeah, I never got that.
Which is kind of wild. Most people don't get that. It's pretty unusual to be able to meet your great-grandparents, both of them, and have both of them still be alive for several years.
And probably good enough up here to be able to actually have a conversation or so.
Well, one of them was. The other one already had dementia.
Oh, yeah.
But one of them did. The other one was already, like...
losing it?
Yeah. She wasn't that bad, but she wouldn't remember you. Like,
you'd have to be reintroduced almost every single time.
Well, she would remember me, but she wouldn't remember me as me. She would remember me as, like, another child from the family who looked like me.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot with dementia.
Yeah. Like, I don't even remember his name. I'm just going to say Ethan because I don't remember who it was. But every time she would be like, oh, Ethan's here.
Good to see you.
And they're like, that's Chris. And they're just like...
Who's Chris?
Yeah, who's Chris? That looks like Ethan, and it's just like Ethan, and then her daughter would be like, which would be my grandmother, would be like, he's like, Ethan's old now. Ethan's in his 50s now. He has kids of his own. He doesn't look like that anymore.
That's the scary part about dementia.
I don't even know why people do that. I've always been in the boat that's just like, if a dimension person was just like, oh, Ethan, I'd be like, well, I'm just Ethan now.
Yeah, you're Ethan today.
Like, I'm not going to explain
you are
it
Ethan
every
today.
time. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to explain this every time.
Yeah,
like,
it's not a, oh, that's somebody else. It's, no, you are Ethan today.
Yeah,
it is easier that way.
Yeah, it's just simpler.
So, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, people, My grandmother would always be like explain it to them, and I'd always be like, why even explain it to them? They're not gonna remember it tomorrow anyways, so like just let them believe whatever they want to believe.
That's the scary part about dementia. Oh no, it's the scary monster. Oh no, it's eyes.
See, you say that, but it's not that scary when you have dementia, because you wouldn't remember it anyways. Mm-hmm. You're just going to be confused, and then you're going to go to sleep, and tomorrow you won't be confused because you won't remember why you were confused. I hate this, by the way.
This boss sucks.
This is the kind of stuff I'm looking at, and I'm just like, ew.
This boss sucks.
Ooh. Go get him, Shark Boy.
Go, Sharknado!
It's my boy, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
That is, I think you were telling me that just, like, got put into, like, archived or data or something. Was it? Were you telling me that?
Maybe?
That it just, like, became, like, a super big thing because of, it just got moved into an archive of, like, films that are, like, classics.
Oh, yeah. Was that Shark Boy and Lava Girl, or was that the other...
Spy Kids 3.
Yeah, the Spy Kids, that's the one, yeah.
Same producers.
Yeah, same producers, same company. To be fair, Spy Kids 3D is a classic.
It is.
One of the best movies ever made. Although Spy Kids 1 has the best quote ever put into a movie.
Which is?
So the whole movie is them trying to find this scientist man to see what happened, and they eventually find him, and when they meet him, he talks and he's like, I've been stuck in this lab ever since. My creations have gone out of control. And then he's like, do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what he has created? And I'm just like, why is this line in a kid's movie?
Yes, Wind, you understood. The wind just picked up drastically when Chris said that.
It is the funniest, most out of nowhere fucking line.
Realist line.
Realest line I have ever fucking seen in any movie, and it's in a fucking kids movie for like fucking 5-year-olds. And it's what makes it extra funny is he says that, and you can see the two child actors behind him, and they just have this look of utter confusion. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? It just makes it way funnier.
Do you think God stays in heavens because he's feared what he's created?
Because he too fears what he's created. It's just like,
yes.
What?
Yes, I do think that's the case.
Oh, man. And then Spy Kids 2 just exists. Like, Spy Kids 1 has the funny quote line. Spy Kids 2, something happens in it. And then Spy Kids 3 is the one that's just fucking batshit crazy from start to finish and amazing.
Oh, yeah, that is a trip, I'll say that.
My favorite part about Spy Kids 3 is he's just like, you can pull in a family member to assist you on this mission. He's like going through the list and he's like, oh, Mom and Dad are busy. I don't want to call my sister because then it seems like I need her assistance to do these and I want to do this on my own. I guess I'll try and get my grandfather. And he like calls his grandfather in with a wheelchair, but now he can walk because, you know, they're in a virtual world, so he has like legs that work. And he just immediately bails on him. He's like, I got legs now, I'm out of here. And he just like takes off. Yeah. He just shows up sporadically throughout the movie to give him a hand and then fuck off again.
Yeah, I did appreciate that. His friends told him that this is the greatest rift they've ever mended. None of us realized that the rifts could go big like this if we're unable to do our job. It's hard to say what would have happened if you hadn't defeated that monster, Zelda. Well, none of that really matters anymore. In the still world, let's go to your world, Zelda. I did appreciate, I think it was Spy Kids. I don't remember if it was 1, 2, or 3, and then Machete shows up.
That's the third one.
That's the third one?
Yeah.
That's why it's the best one.
Yeah, it's the best one. I love it because they literally refer to him as Machete, essentially.
Uncle Machete?
Yeah, Uncle Machete. Oh, hey, kids. I figured I'd stop by.
That family has a weird dynamic.
Yes. They're a spy family, Derek. They fight together. I can't remember the family's name. They always say the name, and then they're like, we work together.
Zelda's back! She's amazing. She got rid of all the rifts. What about Lord Jabu Jabu?
Oh, I ripped him a new one.
The big fish was in the still world. With the rift gone, I'm sure he's fully back to normal.
They go into the next room and he's just floating belly up in the water.
Yes, that'd be fucking hysterical. Dredd and I are more alike than not. We close in age, and we care for our villagers. We started dating, yet we squabble. Maybe we're a little too similar, so we argue over every little details. We've done this for ages. Yeah, but now we know that River Zora and Sea Zora get more done together. Or maybe we just learned that we got too hot during that squabbles. What?
What? Yeah, I mean, I thought so. But
Take off your pants!
I thought so too.
You two are really good friends, actually. We are not!
Friends in Baka?
Shut your gills. What?
Oh,
I'm not friends with this
fuck already.
In any case, allow us to express our gratitude, Zelda. We owe you a great deal.
Of gratitude or Zelda?
Oh, Zelda. A great deal of Zelda.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's Lord Jabu Jabu.
Woke up.
Lord Jabu has returned to the Karasflo Plaza.
Cool.
At long last, Zelda, let's go. It's time we celebrate. I'm still in the middle of some shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to close all the other rifts and I gotta save the world and...
No, that can wait.
Alright. Wow, all our friends are here. All these people we met for 4 minutes.
Yep. Can we just talk about how Jabu Jabu has got some dead ass looking fucking eyes? It's like, I'm dead inside.
He
always did.
does.
I know.
Always looks like this.
Well, in Ocarina of Time, when I believe it was his first appearance,
he was comprised of only 100 polygons.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, he was big enough that an entire dungeon was in his stomach.
He was also so big that it was really hard to actually look at him.
Yes.
Because the camera in that game sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she took her hood off.
Yeah. She's celebrating, Chris. Come on.
Dude, I was not prepared. Oh, I'll fucking kill you!
Pretty much.
My favorite one is the fact that in Ocarina of Time, they're just like, you know how they're like, it's big enough to be a dungeon in his stomach? My favorite part is the part that Princess,
the Zora Princess, yes.
Rokia, or whatever. She's like, the Zora Princess is like, oh yeah, she just plays inside his stomach all the time. That's just what she does when she's bored. She just goes there and plays inside his stomach.
That doesn't seem safe.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I guess. It's nice to hear the Zara play their music. I could have listened to that all day. What a perfect way for the chiefs to make up after all of this. Right, Zelda? Fuck off.
So
Where am I?
Oh no, the plot.
You hear that? It's the plot calling. You there, I need directions. Sorry for my bad manners. My name is Wright, General of the Kingdom of Hyrule. I found myself out at sea after regaining my senses and heard the music coming from here.
So I swam all the way back to shore.
Do you know the way to Castle Hyrule? Now that I look at you a little... It can't be... Oh!
Zelda?
It's you, Princess! I never would have guessed I'd meet you here of all places. Just imagine. Here in the Jubilee waters. Now what in the world is going on? Blah blah blah
Zelda
blah 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 blah. What? I can't believe all of that happened while I was gone. And Minister Lefty is at the Library Person's house right now. My first order of business to speak to Minister Lefty immediately.
You go get him, right? E.
General right.
General right.
But with a W, so it's not the direction. Get it?
I think it's just spelled wrong.
Where did we leave off? We had to take care of the rifts, but I didn't find your father. Zelda. Maybe it's a good idea to head back to the house. Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I can find a heart piece.
Yeah, we're busy collecting. Thank you. I'm busy collecting.
Also, yeah, we don't have time to progress the story any further. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you think? We're not on a time limit? I hate to be the bearer of news, but we're all on a time limit.
Always on a time limit. How do we get up there? I know. I know.
Throw a fish at it. Oh.
All the vertical motion. Oh, dude, we got 4. We got a new heart.
Nice. Dude, well played. I think. Not so sure, huh?
Nope.
Fair enough. Boom, da boom, da boom, da ba, da ba. Boom, da ba.
Arise!
Arise! Rise, my demons! Arise! Oh, you know what I was thinking? Actually, that's what I was gonna say. Was because you only had public TV.
Yeah, we Did
you ever watch? I'm assuming you watched Saturday morning cartoons then.
Yes.
Did you watch Toonami on Saturday mornings, like I did?
I don't really remember if they had too much on there. There
was a short period of time where. Okay, better question. Did you watch Dragon Ball Z and/or Sailor Moon during a Saturday morning shows?
I think so. I think I remember seeing some of it early, but I think they did away with that at some point.
Yeah, it was a temporary thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of that.
Okay, so you had Toonami, which means you probably. I would assume you were on WB or Fox then.
Yes, I think it was Channel 6, which would have been Fox at that point. I think it's still technically Channel 6 in certain cable providers.
Fox is Channel 25, thank you.
Oh, well, it is Channel 25 and Channel 6.
Channel 6 is, I don't remember, actually. It's like, I can't remember, actually.
It could have been different on my TV, too, yeah.
It's possible. You had local networking, so it's possible. I just remember Fox is, almost strictly always, 25. That's why it's called Fox 25 on the news.
It was Channel 6 Fox on ours.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What stations were you pulling then? Because they weren't Boston. You must have been pulling Providence fucking stations or something.
I don't know. I could be wrong and I could be misremembering. It was years ago.
You're right. Fox is a different number, but it's a different number depending on the state because it's being broadcast specifically from different cities. So I'm like, if yours was 6, then I feel like you're pulling your stations from Providence, Rhode Island instead of Boston, Massachusetts.
Maybe.
Because Boston's pretty much always been 25. It's very funny.
Yeah, it is pretty weird.
But yeah, so that means you grew up with all the good shit. Power Rangers and all of that. You didn't get Power Rangers. You weren't watching Fox then.
No.
Because Fox Kids had Power Rangers. Did you watch the X-Men cartoon?
I do remember seeing some of it, yes.
Okay, you watched some of Fox Kids then, but not you. I don't think you watched it for very long, or you somehow missed out on Power Rangers, which just seems impossible.
I know I watched Power Rangers. That is no longer a thing.
Power Rangers started on Fox Kids, and then it blew the fuck up. But it was also technically before your time, so by 2 years.
Yeah,
but
it was
they were still
also before
Fox
Chris's
Kids.
time for people for context.
Yeah, well, but they were still airing Power Rangers for another 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for context too, everybody.
Dude, when they were airing Lightspeed Rescue, they were still airing In Space, Lost Galaxy, and the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all at the same time.
Yep.
And I have no idea why.
Fuck you, that's why.
So I remember all of those really well, and then anything after Mighty Morphin or before in space, I'm like have vague memories of because they didn't air as long or as commonly.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yep. Anyways, with that, I think we'll pick it up in the next part. We'll see you guys then. Peace.